What if your authenticity is the secret to going viral? Why does my influence bloom not from performance but from presence, not from planning but from purity, not from scripting but from soul? Why does every platform I touch begin to glow when I bring the fullness of who I am, without apology, without performance, without masks? Why does my authenticity become my algorithm, my alignment become my SEO, my self-expression become my viral code? Why does every word I write, every clip I post, every moment I share feel like a frequency that others feel before they even understand? Why does my content not speak to minds but awaken hearts, not chase approval but radiate truth? Why does showing up as myself break through more noise than any marketing method, funnel, or tactic? Why does vulnerability draw deeper connection, emotional resonance, and timeless relevance more than polished perfection ever could? Why does the power of my story grow every time I choose honesty over hype, alignment over aesthetic, and depth over performance? Why does my influence feel more like a relationship than a reach, more like a ripple than a result, more like remembrance than recognition? Why does simply being me become a magnet, not for followers but for those who actually feel me? Why does the energy I broadcast online reflect the same frequency I nurture offline, grounded, golden, generous, and genuine? Why does my vibration shape the room before I speak, the feed before I post, the future before I plan? Why does being fully me create an energetic signature that can't be copied, can't be predicted, can't be contained? Why do people tune in not because I'm trending, but because I'm true? Not because I'm viral, but because I'm valuable. Not because I'm perfect, but because I'm present. Why does my influence stretch beyond time, beyond platforms, beyond format, simply because it's real? Why does alignment bring visibility? Not by demand, but by divine design, not through tactics, but through timing, not through pressure, but through peace. Why do the right people find me? Not when I force it, but when I flow, not when I schedule, but when I surrender, not when I edit, but when I embody. Why do algorithms recognize energy before content, resonance before reach, presence before promotion? Why does my most magnetic content come from moments of stillness, moments of truth, moments of connection with myself? Why does the universe reward realness with reach, clarity with clicks, soul with scale? Why does being the vibe matter more than posting the thing, more than chasing metrics, more than meeting deadlines, more than following trends? Why does authenticity become the secret script behind every successful series, every memorable message, every loyal community? Why do people follow my frequency before they even know my niche, feel my essence before they even know my name, trust my truth before they ever check my credentials? Why does staying rooted in who I am expand my impact wider than any template, tracker, or title could promise? Why does my expression matter most when it mirrors my spirit? Why is influence not a strategy I learn, but a signature I remember? Not a plan I execute, but a presence I live? Not a trick I perform, but a truth I embody? Why do I realize more each day that becoming visible is simply about becoming vulnerable? Becoming successful is simply about becoming seen. Becoming viral is simply about becoming vibrant. Why does the path to online power look less like a ladder and more like a lighthouse, steady, shining, and grounded in essence? Why does my impact expand every time I stop trying to go viral and just be the vibration I already am?